Commander Vexthel stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Eternal Dominion, and looked down at the blue and green planet below. His pale blue skin reflected the glow of hundreds of tactical screens around him. His four eyes narrowed with satisfaction as he studied the primitive world that would soon belong to the Kethari Empire. For 300 years, the Kethari had conquered over 2,000 worlds. They had never failed. They had never retreated. Their military doctrine was simple and effective. They would position their fleet in orbit, bombard the surface until resistance crumbled, and then send in ground forces to finish the job. It had worked against the Malari. It had worked against the Drengen. It had worked against every species they had encountered. This world, which the natives called Earth, would be no different. Vexthel had studied the intelligence reports carefully. The humans were a young species. They had only achieved spaceflight within the last few centuries. Their ships were slow. Their weapons were primitive. Their population was large, yes, but they were scattered across the planet in hundreds of separate nations. They did not even have a unified government. They fought among themselves constantly. The commander allowed himself a rare smile. This would be one of the easiest conquests in Kethari history. The High Council had given him 50 warships for this mission. It was more than enough, perhaps even too many. His second-in-command, Sub-Commander Relka, approached the command platform. Her blue scales caught the light as she bowed respectfully. She carried a data tablet in her three-fingered hands. "Commander, all ships report ready. The bombardment coordinates have been locked. 47 major population centers have been targeted. We await your signal." Vexthel nodded slowly. He had done this many times before. The first strike was always the most important. It would destroy their military installations. It would cripple their communication networks. It would kill millions and break their spirit. After that, the rest would be simple cleanup. "Have the humans detected our presence?" he asked. "Yes, Commander. Their primitive sensor arrays detected us approximately 6 hours ago. We have intercepted numerous communications. They appear to be in a state of confusion. They do not believe we are real." Vexthel laughed. It was a harsh, clicking sound. Typical response from primitives. They cannot comprehend what is about to happen to them. By the time they understand, it will be far too late. He walked to the center of the bridge and placed his hands behind his back. Around him, 300 Kethari officers worked at their stations. They were efficient, professional, the finest military force in the galaxy. "Open a channel to all ships," Vexthel commanded. "Channel open, Commander. This is Commander Vexthel. Today we add another world to the glory of the Kethari Empire. Today we bring order to chaos. Today we teach the humans the true nature of power. All ships, stand ready. On my signal, ships will rain fire from above. Nothing will survive. Nothing will remain standing. This is our way. This is our purpose. For the Empire." A chorus of responses came back from the fleet. "For the Empire." Vexthel raised his hand. This was the moment he lived for. The moment of absolute power. The moment when an entire civilization would learn that they were nothing more than insects beneath his boot. He gave the signal. The first plasma beams lanced down toward the planet's surface. Bright green energy shrieked through the atmosphere, aimed at the city the humans called New York. According to intelligence, over 20 million humans lived there. In moments, they would all be dead. And then something unexpected happened. The plasma beams stopped. They simply stopped, approximately 100 kilometers above the surface. They hit something invisible and dissipated harmlessly into the atmosphere. Vexthel's four eyes went wide. "What is happening?" "Report." Sub-Commander Relka's hands flew across her console. Her face had gone pale. "Commander, there appears to be some kind of energy barrier surrounding the planet. Our weapons are not penetrating. That is impossible. The intelligence reports showed no such technology. They are primitives. They do not have planetary shields. More beams fired from the Cathari fleet. Hundreds of plasma bursts. Thousands of kinetic projectiles. All of them stopped at the same invisible barrier. The shield flickered slightly, showing a faint golden glow where the attack struck, but it held firm. "Commander," another officer called out, his voice trembling. "We are detecting energy signatures from the planet's surface. Massive energy signatures. They are unlike anything in our database." Vexthil felt something he had not felt in over 100 years of military service. He felt fear. "Show me." The main screen changed to show a tactical view of Earth's surface. Across the planet, hundreds of locations were lighting up with energy readings that should have been impossible. Underground facilities, hidden bases, installations that had not appeared on any of their scans. "How?" Vexthil whispered. "How did we miss this?" Before anyone could answer, the first human ships appeared. They rose from the planet's surface like angry hornets from a disturbed nest. They were not like any ships the Cathari had ever seen. They were sleek and black and moved with impossible speed. Within seconds, hundreds of them had reached orbit. Within a minute, there were thousands. "Commander, the human vessels, their power signatures are reading higher than our own. Much higher. That cannot be correct." "Run the diagnostic again." "I have run it 3 times, Commander." "The readings are accurate." The human ships formed into attack formations with a precision that spoke of extensive training. They moved in perfect synchronization. There was no confusion, no hesitation. They had been waiting for this moment. A communication channel opened. A human voice filled the bridge, speaking in perfect Cathari. "This is Admiral Sarah Chun of the United Earth Defense Force. You are in violation of sovereign Earth space. Your hostile actions have been noted and recorded. You have exactly 60 seconds to power down your weapons and surrender. This is your only warning." Vexthil could not believe what he was hearing. A primitive species was threatening the Cathari Empire? He laughed, though the sound was hollow. "This is Commander Vexthil of the Cathari. You cannot possibly hope to defeat us. We have conquered thousands of worlds. We will add yours to our collection. Your resistance is meaningless." There was a pause. Then the human admiral spoke again. Her voice was calm, almost sad. "We know who you are, Commander. We have known about the Cathari Empire for over 200 years. We have watched you conquer and destroy. We have studied your tactics. We have prepared for this day. You see, we learned a long time ago that the universe is a dangerous place. We learned that there are beings out there who take whatever they want. So we decided that when you came for us, we would be ready. Impossible. You had no knowledge of us. Our scouts were never detected. Your scouts were detected 12 minutes after they entered our solar system. We allowed them to observe what we wanted them to observe. The wars between our nations, staged exercises. Our primitive technology, a carefully constructed illusion. We have been waiting for you, Commander. And now you are here." The tactical screens began flashing with warning indicators. The human ships were powering up weapon systems that registered off the scale. Energy readings that dwarfed anything in the Cathari arsenal. "You were given a choice," Admiral Chung continued. "You chose wrong. All forces, engage." The battle lasted exactly 8 minutes and 43 seconds. The human ships moved through the Cathari fleet like predators through prey. Their weapons tore through Cathari shields as if they did not exist. Their armor shrugged off plasma beams that should have destroyed them. They coordinated with a unity of purpose that seemed almost telepathic. Vexthal watched in horror as the Eternal Dominion's sister ships exploded around him. The pride of Cathar. The unstoppable might. The Conqueror's Fist. Names that had struck fear into 1,000 civilizations. Now nothing but expanding clouds of debris. "Get us out of here," he screamed. "Emergency jump, now." "Jump drives are offline, Commander. They are jamming our systems. All ships report the same." We cannot escape. Another explosion rocked the bridge. Emergency lights flickered on as primary power failed. Smoke filled the air. Screams echoed from damaged sections of the ship. Vexthel fell to his knees. In all his years of conquest, he had never imagined this. He had never imagined that the Kethari could be defeated so completely, so utterly, by a species they had dismissed as primitive. The main screen showed Admiral Chun's face. She was older than he had expected. Gray hair, hard eyes, but there was no joy in her expression, no triumph. Only a weary determination. Your fleet is destroyed, Commander. Your ship is the only one remaining. I am offering you one chance to surrender. Take it. Vexthel looked around his ruined bridge. Officers lay dead at their stations. Sub-Commander Relka sat against a broken console, blue blood seeping from a wound on her head. Everything he had believed about the universe had been shattered in 8 minutes. Why? He asked. Why did you not reveal yourselves? Why did you let us come here, believing we would win? Admiral Chun's expression did not change. Because we needed the galaxy to see this. We needed every species watching to understand that Earth is not to be touched. We've been silent for 2 centuries, Commander. But silence is not weakness. We simply had nothing to prove until now. Vexthel bowed his head. I surrender. Wise choice. Your crew will be treated according to the principles of our Geneva Conventions. You will be returned to Kethari space with a message for your High Council. Earth is under our protection. Any world that requests our help will receive it. The age of empires built on conquest is over. A new era begins today. As security teams boarded the crippled Eternal Dominion, Commander Vexthel thought about all the worlds the Kethari had destroyed, all the species they had enslaved, all the civilizations they had erased. And he realized that humanity had not just been preparing to defend themselves. They had been preparing to change the entire galaxy. The message they were sending was clear. The strong would no longer prey upon the weak. Someone was watching. Someone was ready to respond. As he was led away in restraints, Vexthel looked out a viewport at Earth below. Such a small world. Such an ordinary-looking place. But within it lived a species that had learned the most important lesson the universe could teach. They had learned that peace was precious, that freedom was sacred, and that some things were worth any cost to protect. The Kethari had believed themselves to be the apex predators of the galaxy. They had been wrong. Humanity had been waiting. And now the stars would never be the same.